I reflected a lot and I came up with a lot of New Year's resolutions this year. I don't normally do it. I almost never do New Year's resolutions, but this year I had kind of a bunch because it just so happened I was really thinking about myself and life when the time came. And the problem with New Year's resolutions, the reason that they're so hard to keep is that a year is a year long. If you could make a New Year's resolution and really only had to do it for like 3 weeks, you knock it out of the park. But there's something about the fifth Monday where you're like, again? No. And I think we should all cut ourselves some slack, genuinely, when you have trouble making your New Year's resolution a habit or sticking to it, because New Year's resolutions are as old as calendars. So as long as we've been keeping track, we've been trying to be better and failing. It's very human. And our New Year's resolutions, by and large, are things that we're gonna do or stop doing to stop hurting ourselves. If you read through history and you go back to the New Year's resolutions of whole civilizations, right? The Babylonians, the Romans, these people would have ceremonies, and usually a lot of what they did, a lot of their New Year's resolutions, was to appease their gods or the tribe at large. It wasn't just about them. And all of our New Year's resolutions, for the most part, are things we're going to stop doing or start doing to stop hurting ourselves. They had New Year's resolutions to stop hurting other people. You read back in history, there were just New Year's resolutions of whole tribes that were like, this year, y'all, we not gonna pillage. We were doing too much last year. We were pillaging over here. Not everything needed to be pillaged. We need to start focusing on us, all right? Even probably had a tribe leader came up with a slogan, we not gonna pillage, we gonna be a village. No, it's as old as time. And admittedly, there are some modern New Year's resolutions. I do know a few people in my life that have had to make New Year's resolutions to stop hurting other people. You know, it's rare, but it does happen. Like I had one friend nonchalantly said, you know what, this year, I'm gonna cut less people. First of all, I didn't know she was cutting anybody. Second, your New Year's resolution is day one. Your New Year's resolution is to cut less. You didn't say none. None was an option. The year hasn't happened yet. You haven't even met who will be worth cutting, and you're still like, I might maybe give them a pass. Said, I'm gonna cut less people, and I was like, what do you mean cut less people? They were like, oh, you know how it is. I hate being asked or told if or that I know how something is when I clearly have no idea how it is. Oh, you know how it is. You go out and somebody press you, and next thing you know, you holding the blade on you. It's like, what life do you think I'm leading? What life are you leading? When are you doing this? I had a couple of New Year's resolutions. One of them was to focus on my health, which I'm already regretting. Genuinely, because this is my thing. When you try to focus on your health in the beginning of the year, you really think you're gonna do it. And that's why I'm making a New Year's resolution. If you tell me what I'm doing wrong, if you tell me what's wrong with me, in like September, I'm probably gonna be like, then I'll die. Sorry. I like doing that. But if we're starting a new year and you're like, don't do that, I'll be like, okay, I'll try, right? No. But the problem is when you focus on your health, you have to go to the doctor. And going to the doctor is a little bit too exact and final for me. If something's wrong with me and I'm telling a friend about it and we're just sort of going back and forth, spitballing about what it could be, it's almost kind of fun. You're like, maybe it's that. Oh, maybe it's that. Let's Google it. Oh, we shouldn't have Googled it. You know what I mean? But when you go to the doctor's like, no, you sick. And basically, I had to go to the doctor pretty early because, all right, it's embarrassing to admit, but I feel like if I'm open, if I'm vulnerable about it, then it'll hopefully remove some of the stigma. Okay, I had to go to the doctor because too many, I would even say most of my farts were whistling. Okay, all right. So if you're going through what I'm going through and you hear that laughter, that's why I'm doing this, to try to break through, to try to show the normalcy of what was happening to me. So basically, when I would fart, I don't even fart all the time, but every once in a while, one goes, and it was just having at the tail end, very tail end, it was having just a little like to it. I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't know why it was happening, but I was hearing it. And I'm not like a musician in that way. I don't know a lot of music theory, but it did seem like a bit of a D sharp to it. Like it had a little bit of that fire alarm, a little bit of that at the very end, right? And so one day I was walking and I don't even remember the food that I had, but it hit me in the wrong way. And so I sounded like a piccolo. I was walking and my steps were just a little fluty. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I walk and listen to music. So I'll have my big old headphones on. They're noise canceling so I can really enjoy the music and everything. And I knew I had a problem because the cut through it was so high of a pitch, it must have got under the noise canceler. And so I was just walking, and I don't know, once again, about you, but when I'm wearing my headphones, I'm listening to music, and I'm walking, it feels like I can fart however loud I want because I can't hear it, so then it must not be that bad. I know that's not actually how sound works, but it's just kind of what goes through my head while I'm doing it. And I was walking, I just heard it, sort of like, do you remember? And I was like, uh-oh. I should probably talk to somebody. And so I did. I went to the doctor, and when I got to the doctor, I had a bit of an issue because I even tried to use as many big words as I could to describe what was happening to lessen the blow of what I had to say. So I was like, my flatulence is having some orchestral notes to it. And the doctor was like, what? And I'm like, don't do that. One of the main reasons I hate going to the doctor is because if you're a doctor, and especially if you're older than me and you're a doctor, I'm assuming you've been a doctor for a while, right? And if you've been a doctor for a while, then I'm assuming you've seen a lot of stuff. But somehow when I go to the doctor and I tell them my problem, they've never heard of it before. You got all these encyclopedias in here with all these diagrams of people's bodies and stuff, but then I tell you what I'm happening, you're like, what? And then I just made it simple. I was like, look, my farts are whistling. He was like, what? And I was like, that's worse. What happened to bedside manner? And so, he fixed it. I'm fine now. It doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, basically there was something going on where I had pretty much like overexerted myself, and he explained it better, but I guess my organs were kind of like a Tom and Jerry configuration, and it was just making me whistle at the very end, and then it went back to normal. My second New Year's resolution was to be very mindful about what I do and say on a podcast. Now, I'm not perfect, but This has been the downfall of a lot of people. I'm not even saying that there's never going to be a podcast where I talk out of pocket. I don't know. It's just talking. And it's so much talking that along the way, you say something dumb or something that doesn't age well or something that you don't even really think. Maybe just talking, right? You get anybody to talk for hours and hours and hours, and eventually they'll say something pretty dumb. So I'm trying to be mindful about what I do and say on a podcast, because when podcasts started, before there was a ton of money in it, it was just one of two things. It was either people who had such a great rapport with each other that listening to them felt like listening with them, like being there with them and just having a party with your friends, and it was an interesting conversation that you felt like you were a part of, right? Or there was a very interesting person, an incredibly interesting person, and then someone had them on their podcast who was a good interviewer. And through giving a good interview, they pulled all of these interesting and beautiful things out of this very interesting person and then gave it to you. And so you either got some sort of education from it or you got some sort of community from it, right? And now podcasts, I think we made too many microphones. Because now it's a genuine mess. You know? Like, I watched what I think was maybe one of the most important podcast clips of all time. One that exactly, perfectly describes what I'm kind of talking about. Mike D has a podcast. And in that podcast, he was talking to OG Tulo, a rapper. And while he was talking to him, OG Tulo reaches into his pocket and somehow shoots himself in the leg. I'm encouraging everyone to watch this clip because it's truly one of the most important moments in podcasting ever. I had so many questions when I saw this man shoot himself in the leg. First of all, what gun is little enough? But also, what pocket is big enough? Because you can't see a gun. He's literally got his hand in his pocket, which means there's a gun and his hand in his pocket. How deep are these pockets? They're like optical illusions. This man reaches into his pocket, and I want to be clear here, okay? OG Tulo and Mike D, they weren't having some sort of argument. Mike D wasn't coming at him. It's not like he was reaching in his pocket to grab his gun. If anything, it looked like he was reaching in his pocket for something else. And can I just say, don't put your gun in your pocket. But if you do, make sure your gun is the only thing in that pocket. Please do not put your gun and your keys in your pocket. I'm begging you not to put your gun and your phone in your pocket. Because this man looks like he's trying to move the gun. When you rewatch it, I've watched it 2,000 times. It looked like he's trying to move the gun out the way to get something else. And I'm telling you, it's not worth it to have your gun and your gum in the same pocket. This dude reaches into his pocket. Bam! And then Mike D, who's sitting across from him, Mike D goes, "Who shot who?" They're facing each other. He turns to the cameras out there where the people are, who I guess are producing the podcast. And he turns to them and goes, "Who shot who?" Somebody got shot? Sir, how often are people shooting each other at your studio for the first question to be, "Who shot who?" He didn't say who shot who as in like, "Oh no, a gun went off." He turned as if to say, "Y'all, we are trying to do something." This man turns. Who shot who? Somebody got shot? When you look for the clip, OG2, now that's O, letter O, G, letter G, we're capital letters, the number 2, like an email, OG2 low, right? OG2 low is fascinating to me because there are a lot of rappers who their name is not, it's not true to who they are as a person, right? But to his credit, OG Too Low shoots himself in the leg and only goes, his reaction to shooting himself in the leg, all he does is go, ooh. This man doesn't cry, he doesn't freak out, he just makes the face you make when you drop a casserole, just, You know the face you make when you get caught coming home after curfew, you in the dark, you think you made it, then the lights come on and you're like, ooh. He makes the face you make when there's like 2 people arguing out in the world and you don't know either one, but then one of them is like, that's why I took your man, ooh. This man simply goes, ooh. And then a person behind the camera calls out and goes, Lo, you good? There are a few things I hate more than being asked if I'm good when I should not be good. When I'm clearly, people wait till you hurt to ask if you're okay. And I understand the reflex question, but you just saw something very bad happen. You saw a man reach in his pocket where he clearly forgot he had a gun. And then shoot himself in the leg, and now you go, Lo, you good? And OG Too Low simply says, I think. And so I'm trying to be more mindful about what podcasts I do and what I do on them, because I've seen how bad it can go. You know? Another thing, another New Year's resolution I had was to take better pictures of my male friends. Okay? As men, we gotta start taking better pictures. This is rough. We wonder why it's a struggle out here, but I'm telling you, I know good men. Not just decent men, I'm talking about good, wholesome men. Father figures in men. Father material, marriage material men who are out here taking pictures forehead first. I'm talking about forehead presented, forehead shiny, optical illusion, forehead forward. I don't even know how you get that angle. Did you put the camera on your head? You know, because that's what happens. As a man, you don't get that many good pictures taken of you by other dudes. You know? And then you post it because it's one of the only good pictures you have. You want to go on a dating site, you want to meet people, you go ahead and you post the pictures you have of yourself because what you have is what you have. And then you put that out into the world and you wonder why there aren't many bites. There aren't a ton of bites because when people are scrolling through your pictures, you look blurry. You look like if they met you, you would only be a memory, you know? You know what I'm talking about? You know that wave look when it's like, it's almost a good picture, but there's that movement at the end, so you're a little blurry on one side? Will she be dating a ghost? Who knows? We've got to start taking better pictures of each other's men. And I know it's hard. I know it feels weird to like take, because women are so good at doing it for each other. They'll take incredible pictures of each other. It won't even be picture day. It'll just be some good lighting in a random place. And they'll be like, hold up, stop. Let me get you. No. Pose, quick. Yep, see, this is good. You know? It's tough. We don't try enough. We don't try. Even if you muster up the courage as a man to know that you look good that day, and you ask your boy to take a picture of you, as men, we get too uncomfortable trying to make each other look good. Like you're scared to try to make your boy look hot. Even if you're looking good, bona fide, looking good, anybody can see it. You're dressed well, shaved, everything, right? And then you hand the phone to your boy. He's like, got it. That's not helpful. You didn't get it. You didn't get it. That's why when I post the picture, I look like smoke. Because you were so uncomfortable, you couldn't stop, let the phone rest for a sec. The phone didn't even get to adjust. Do you know the technology we have in our pockets? And the phone was like, I didn't get that at all. Women will do anything to take a good picture of their friend, especially when the friendship is mixed. Like when you're out with your male, female friends, and you're just walking, going to a restaurant, whatever, and then there's a moment where it's like, hey, this is good lighting, stop, let me take a picture of you. I've seen work put in. Because they love their friend. The things I've seen, it's not just one of these. I've seen women get angles for each other. Angles that it never occurred to me to get. The way that I've seen women work their knees backwards. No, you be still. I'm good. You be still. That's it right there. That's it. No, men take such bad pictures of ourselves and have such bad pictures of us taken. I'm pretty sure that's why nobody looks for us when we go missing. Be honest right now. If there is a man that goes missing, if they even put his picture on the local news, it's the worst picture of him if it's not a picture from high school. If it's not his high school picture with that bow tie or whatever, it's just him being like... And then you see the picture and you're like, I think he did it. I think he kidnapped him. That's what happened. I solved it. We don't need to look. That's why when you put a woman's picture on the national news, it's any picture. It's just a picture of her that's recent. And people are like, find her! Because it's a good picture. Another New Year's resolution that I made was to start making, how do I put this? I want to start having manlier mannerisms. The entire time I've been alive, I've just been moving the way I move because it's what feels natural to me in the moment, but I'm seeing every once in a while there'll be someone that comes into my life that shows me that actually, maybe not this way. When I was young, I was working this job, and there was a dude on the job who was he was in prison, and he was on work release. And he took me under his wing and was trying to teach me how to be more of a man. I didn't ask him to, but I also didn't really know how to take up for myself, so... I would do little things, and he would try to correct those things for me, right? And I remember one time I walked in the room, and it was pretty stinky. And because it was stinky, I tried to waft, in front of my face, like waft, like you would when it stinks. You're like, ooh, it's stinky, right? You know what I mean? Like, you've done this. Don't act like it was stinky, right? But the way I did it, my hands were too fluid when I was, because it was stinky, but I felt like this was more efficient to get it out of my face. I was like whipping it out of the way, right? And he saw me and he was like, stop doing that. And I'm like, what? Why? And he's like, your hand looked like a whisper, dog. One time he tried to, dap me up, but he had big hands. And so when he did it, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. And so I pulled my hand back, and I pulled my hand back like, and he was like, don't do that. I'm like, what should I do then? He's like, I don't know, but not that. The worst one was, people talk about fight or flight, and people often don't talk about freeze, which is what I did in this particular situation. This dude had been on work release, right? And some dudes who he must have got into it with before he went to jail found out where he worked. They waited for him to take a smoke break, and they tried to jump him. Now, initially, when they tried to jump him, they were just pressing him outside, talking. I don't know if he owed them money. I don't know what the situation was. All I know is I'm walking out with the trash, and then they swing on this dude, all right? And then he, by himself, fights off both of these dudes, and he's not really losing or winning, but he'll take one to give one, and then he'll get one good enough that they back up a bit so he can focus on the other one, and then go back to this guy and everything. But then at one point, my man, he gets clipped. He gets clipped by one of these dudes, right? And they have him with an uppercut, and he goes backwards. And I'm not proud of it, but it was my genuine reaction. When he got hit, I did go. Because apparently I touch my cheeks when I gasp. I didn't know that about me either, but nothing had happened to make me gasp in a long time. So when it happened, I was like, oh. And people look at you different. When you do like a full Macaulay Culkin, when you hit them with the Macaulay, Another one of my New Year's resolutions is to take a break from Facebook Marketplace. This is my thing. It's not even that I'm buying a lot, it's just everyone that I seem to buy off of on Facebook Marketplace I'm never meeting them at a good point in their life. Right? So when I meet them, there's a whole energy to it that doesn't feel like just regular commerce. As an example, I went over one time, I needed a bed frame, so I went to purchase the bed frame. Facebook Marketplace, I show up, right? I've already paid, and I show up to pick up the bed frame, and it's not as if I came there to make a friend. I wasn't trying to sit down and have tea or something like that. I really was there to pick up the bed frame and be out. But the way I was being rushed the entire time was making this start to feel like some stolen goods. Do you know what I mean? Just I'm like, all right, so can I help you put it somewhere? Do you have a truck or do you have something? I was like, oh, okay, all right, calm down, right? And then while taking the bed frame, there's a piece missing. And so then they go to get this piece. And when they go to get the piece, there's a truck that pulls up. And then when they walk back out, they're like, oh no. And then this guy gets out of the truck and he's like, Amy, why? Why? And I'm just here for the bed frame. He's like, Amy, why? And she's like, I told you why. I'm done with you. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything that you do. I've given you so many chances. And now she is yelling over my shoulder. Like I'm here. I'm where I am now. She's right here yelling at him who's behind me going, why? So I am kind of like this child of divorce in this moment. He's like, why? I told you why. No, but why, Amy? Is it him? And I can honestly tell you right now, it didn't look like it would be me, because when he said, is it him? I went, huh? And then she went, what? No. She didn't have that. Now I'm looking at both of them like, oh. And they clearly had some stuff to work out, and I was very uncomfortable. I couldn't get the piece because she was still looking for it. He was crying, so I left the bed frame. There was another time where I was going to buy a teddy bear. I had someone that I was trying to get the teddy bear for because they like novelty teddy bears. I was trying to do something a little sweet and everything. And I go there to pick up the teddy bear, and not everybody posts the dimensions of the item that you're buying, but when I get there, the teddy bear, my size, right? So way bigger than I was expecting. The teddy bear is like a 5 foot something teddy bear. And this particular teddy bear, which was apparently like novelty because it was made like handmade and everything, from behind, the teddy bear had a lot of ass. Like a twerkable amount of ass. Like it was cheeky. And so, you know, I'm trying to pick it up and it weighs a man. And so I was like, okay, maybe not. Because now even if I give this as a gift, one, it's too big, and two, I'm gonna have to explain what's happening back here. I went to buy a fridge one time, and I get there and I'm talking to this guy about the fridge, like where I should go get it, and he's looking at me confused. And he's standing right outside of the address that I was given, and he sounded all confused, and then he tells me he's there to buy a fridge. And then homeboy opens the door and basically invited us both to go ahead and haggle in person over the fridge. I was like, that's insane. We had a price that we agreed on, and the other guy was like 55. And I was like, you're not helping our case at all. You're not a good negotiator. I went to buy a couch. This should have been plain and simple. You're moving, I need a couch, you need to get rid of a couch, we're done. I show up, even had the truck ready because I've known from before, you gotta have the getaway vehicle in tow. And sure enough, pull up, you know, we're carrying out the couch in pieces, cushions first, also like that, trying to get the couch lifted up out the door and stuff. And this man who is selling the couch keeps trying to upsell me on dolls that he made himself, and you can tell. He made these like knockoff porcelain Cabbage Patch dolls which already freaking looking to begin with. They already look at you, no matter where you are in the room, they got eyes on you. And then he made it so he stuffed them a little bit and then he put a button on it. And when you put the button on it, it was supposed to cry. Like, you know, the way that you buy it, it's wham, okay, hold the baby, right. Except he must have recorded the cry. Because this doll's cry was haunting. You press the button on this doll to cry because he did it. No one asked him to. Trying to upsell us on these dolls while we trying to lift a couch that is apparently made out of lead because we cannot get it up. Meanwhile, he not helping, presses the button on the doll, and the doll, instead of a wham, wham, it gives a cry that screams 1800s horror movie. This doll presses the button, this doll goes, oh! I'm doing that because he made so the mouth open. I was so genuinely terrified that I left the couch. That's why I need to take a break from Facebook Marketplace because I don't really leave with my items. I don't really...
First time you've counted along, it threw me off.
My bad.
That's okay. I just almost forgot how to count for a second because you were also counting.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm still here. We're doing all right. What's up, man? How are
you? Okay.
No, yeah. I was just telling you about it. Every little tech thing I had to do today was just me being like, oh, no, it's broke. Oh, it's just not plugged in. Okay. So it's like, I know it's not the machine's problem. It's a lot of just my mental state, I guess. I'm just tired. And then right before we started recording to sync up, I count to 3 and we clap. And then you did at the same time, which made me forget how to count. So doing great. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah. Do you ever have that though, where you ask somebody something, you ask somebody how their day is going, and they really level with you immediately, where they're just
God,
like,
yes.
oh yeah, she left. Yeah, I mean, like,
yes, I have several friends who are like that. Where they're just like, well, life's terrible, but here we are. I'm like, okay, you can't just say fine.
I don't even
just
say terrible. I don't even get into it with people to the point where I'm like, oh, life's not good or something. I'm literally just like, we'll tell you what's going on with the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't mind that so much, but yeah, I know people who will just drop like their entire mental illness on you in that one moment, and it's like, come on, man.
At least give me half.
Yeah, I'm just asking to ask. Yeah, at least.
But no.
Give me half.
That's your mistake though. Because I will tell you right now, if there's someone who, as nice as I am and as open as I am, as much as I talk to people who sometimes don't want to be talked to, if I see someone where I get the vibe immediately that they are actually a monster, I steer clear. There have been few instances where you've even seen me and I'm like, I cannot engage with this person. This person is the worst.
And now this is because this is another one of those situations where you're sounding like me. So what are your tip offs to when it's like, oh, this is a monster, I got to get out of here? What are those those, I guess, signifiers to you.
Okay. Did I ever tell you about when my friend was trying out for that Broadway show?
I don't know.
Okay, so
This sounds familiar.
I'm
but-
not going to say his name just in case he doesn't like the story.
Rodney.
Even though he didn't do anything in the story, he was just a witness. But basically, my friend was in line for an open call for a Broadway show, right? And so open call means it's going to be a long line.
We talked about this, didn't we?
I thought we did.
I think we did. I think we did talk about this.
Okay, that's the type of person I would steer clear from.
Because what did you do exactly? Give the short version.
Okay,
But-
so
'cause
the
he was
short
just like-
version
he
is-
wanted to talk about everything, right?
Huh?
Oh, that's never mind. I remembered the story because it was him just being like his whole career, right? His
Yeah.
whole journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I just give a brief overview? Because now, in case someone's never listened to the
That's
show
true.
before, now we sound crazy.
That's true. Now we are monsters in a line,
Okay.
forcing people to hear our half stories. That's a fair point. And I did that. I'll take the blame for that one.
So basically, to make a long story short, especially if you've heard before, my friend was in an open call, and then there was someone that was behind him in line, and they just kept doing this thing that people do when they want you to talk to them, where they were like, "Yep, who, yep, yep," and then he just didn't want to engage because those people that do that are like, they haven't built up the skills to just talk to you, so they're
Right.
trying to talk to you without talking to you. So that they lose nothing
Yeah.
if you ignore them, but they gain something if you pay attention to them.
Well, it's because they want to talk at you. They're not interested in having a conversation with you. That's the main difference. They want you to go, "What's up, dude?" And then you can go blah.
And by the way, I'm not saying anyone who has an outburst, because life is life. We're going to have outbursts. I'm not talking about anyone who's ever had an outburst. I'm saying someone who specifically fields the room for like, yep, and then just tries to
Yep.
make eye contact with somebody to see if they'll, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, he keeps going, yep. Finally, my friend, because he's in an hours long line. And so finally he turns around. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And the next thing the guy says is, "Yep, I had to suck a lot of dicks to get where I am today."
Yeah, that's right.
And my friend was like, "Wow. Whoa."
Yeah.
Also, I didn't suck any, and I'm literally in line in front of you. You know?
I think I'd just be like, "Name all the dicks." Right now.
Because what's a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to know.
But that type of person is someone who I avoid. And then someone who's also, okay, one time when I worked at Trader Joe's, this is so wild, because I also avoid people who are openly angry in a way that is, it's one thing if I watch something happen to them and they're angry, right? So like if I watch someone
Right.
get kicked out of a place or something and they're angry about it, I know why you're angry, I think. So now if you happen to look at me or engage with me, I can talk to you, right?
Right, yeah.
When I have no idea what you're upset about and I don't know you, I also steer clear. Because one time,
Yeah.
back when I was working
You're a
at,
potential threat to my day now.
yeah, because I was working at Trader Joe's, right?
Yeah.
And this is the Trader Joe's in New York. So I'd been in New York for like maybe 3 months. So I just moved here, right? Mm-hmm. This guy is in the fresh produce area, but I call it the fruit aisle just to like keep it clear, right?
Right.
So he was pulling one of the plastic bags that you pull when you want to put a bunch of apples in it or just a bunch of the loose fruits together. He was pulling one of those, and the little seam that's supposed to catch the clip to break, it must have missed, so he pulled way too much, right?
Okay.
This is where
We've all
things,
been there.
This
Very,
is where
very common thing.
Yeah, this is where things go off the rails. So then, because like
Everything I've said up till now, normal.
yeah, like you've said, this happens to everybody, right?
That was everybody. It's very common.
This dude pulls.
Happened to me the other day.
The rest of his arm comes down from him pulling, and he loses his mind. Okay.
Oh,
This
he
dude,
just got fired.
yeah, this
Like
dude.
something happened before the store.
It was to the point where I was wondering if he worked at Trader Joe's and then got fired the day before, and I just never met him. That's how mad he got. So he pulls it, right?
Yeah.
As he's pulling, his arm goes down the rest of the way. So now he's got like 9 bags that he's pulled. Okay. And
And he's like, I don't want this many lemons.
then he drops the end one and then just tries again and then pulls another bunch instead of just breaking the one that he had in his hand. But
Yeah,
now
how is that the solution?
I have no idea, but you don't think clearly when you're angry because he's visibly angry now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so then he pulls again, and now there's like at least 20 bags that have been pulled out of this roll, and there's bags that are like there's bags that are like on the floor now, all still connected, like a whole roll of toilet paper unrolled, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just these green bags. And so now instead of trying to pull again or break any of them, he just punches an orange. Okay? This dude punches an orange. And
Well.
I think that once you break the seal on your personal level of anger, you're
I
just
thought you were going to say on an orange.
no. Yeah, when you break the seal on an orange, all hell breaks loose.
There's no turning back.
Once you break the seal on, just your level of anger, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people that's where you find out who someone is, because I think a lot of people either decide, hey, this is where I should check myself, or I'm too far gone and I'm just gonna hit the gas.
Yeah.
In a fight, in an argument, there's a level, there's a ceiling that people have. And once you go past that, that's who you find out who's like quote unquote crazy, who you find out is like a fighter, who you find out is
Right.
a crier, like all that stuff. Because
Yeah.
that's the moment where you realize you're angry and you either start to see red or you start to calm down, right?
The emotion takes over and you're in like a free fall now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this dude punches the orange, and I think for him, clearly punching oranges is cracking the ceiling. Cause then this dude still with the green bag string in his hand, the strip of green bags, just keeps punching oranges, right? And so then he starts screaming. He's like, oh, like, and it's not a scream that's like to get attention. It's a guttural low scream, right? Like he's essentially just being like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punching-
The noise of a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Punching oranges, orange juice going, right? Like, this dude is getting orange juice all over his face. And I've never been so scared of orange juice because he had just enough of it on his face to look like blood. Like,
Right.
like you knew if he had been punching a person, his face would just be covered, right?
Yeah.
And then
I want a glass of fresh punched orange juice, please.
so he must have punched like 8 oranges, right? And they're layered on the on these like little cabinets because the display is wooden. So it's not like he's punching a stack of oranges like you'd see at Walmart that are tilted. He's punching like a stack of oranges that are on this wooden cabinet, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why he's making so much juice, is because there's nowhere for the oranges to go.
There's no escape for these oranges.
There's no escape for these oranges. So anyway, after he punches the 8th orange, he tries to storm off. And as he's like turning around, in his punching, he's just got the bags wrapped around his arm. So now he tries to walk away and he's just pulling more rolled bags like toilet paper.
Oh no.
And that dude walked out of the store with
Yeah.
like maybe 100 bags trailing him.
That's all you can do, I think. You can't finish shopping. You can't just.
That dude left sticky.
Yeah. I was going to say, now he's sticky and covered in plastic. But yeah, you can't do that and then just look down at your list, cross off oranges, and then move on to the next thing.
It'd be so funny if he didn't want oranges. He just want plums. But then, bow, 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 bow.
Like, and I get it too. When you're angry, you don't think clearly. You just get frustrated. But like, just tear the bags, dude. Like, just at any point, tear the bags. Even if you got a couple, and I know you don't need a couple, but don't just keep pulling. Where's he thinking like, oh, this is just one really long bag? Like, what did he think was happening?
I would have loved to have a conversation with him or be in his head because...
I mean, be in his head. You don't want to talk to him.
Because, well, no, just later in life. Like today. This was years ago. So I think I could talk about... I think maybe he's over it by now, right?
Yeah.
And I'd love to like... Because you know how...
Or he's still serving time for it.
Yeah, I'd hate to be the person who ran into him on the street and just be like, hey, buddy, are you all right? And he just starts swinging, right? You can't tell why his punches are so tasty, you know?
Why are your fists so sweet?
Yeah, this dude assault is delicious. He'd have beat the hell out of you, and you're like, what was A little hint of Florida.
Such citrusy violence. I can tell I'm being hurt, but I think I'm also getting vitamins.
Yeah. At least this dude smells good, right?
Yeah, he punched a cold right out of me.
Emergency be damned. And so I just wonder if in his head, because you know how sometimes when you're mad about something, and especially if you spiral, right? Like I've had conversations with friends and family who get upset about something and they just start listing what else they're upset about as if the two things have anything to do with each other, right? Mm-hmm. And I would love if in the middle, like he had a breakup and in the middle of his head, he was just like thinking and like trying to get a plum or an orange or, you know, whatever he needed. And then he pulled and they were all connected. They didn't tear for him. And he was like, she's up to it again. She's up to it again. He tries to pull again. And then he just starts swinging at oranges.
Yeah. I mean, because, you know, I haven't been to that level, but, you know, I've had my times of going through rough times. And it's one thing, and it's always an insignificant thing that will just break you, and then it does just become everything in your head of like, and then this, and then also this, and there's nothing you can do. And so sometimes you gotta punch some fruit. You just gotta wreak havoc in a produce aisle. So I get it. I get where he's coming from. I've never done that specifically. Yeah, but what a tantrum to have. Because did anyone stop him, like even on the way out, or everyone was just like, just let him go? You never know. Sometimes, sometimes security, like, I'll get involved in this. You know. Yeah.
I'll tell you in a second. But no one stopped him.
Okay.
Because it was also such a. What's that movie with that guy that just goes on a shooting spree? Suburban guy. It's like a classic.
Oh, Falling Down, the Michael Douglas movie, Falling Down.
It might be Falling Down, but it was A Something Man. It was A Something Man.
A Something Man.
Trying to think of who it was.
When was it? Yeah.
It was like a 90s movie.
A Desperate Man, or I don't know.
Maybe a Desperate Man. Anyway, he just had the vibes. That's the title I just made
up, I think.
He had the vibes of if you spoke to him. First of all, he had the vibes of someone who was coming back, and if you spoke to him, he would remember. That's why nobody stopped him.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, I said that and then realized I forgot, like, store security in New York is a lot different than around here.
Yeah.
Where, like, store security in New York is like, they are just trying to get through their day.
Yeah.
Whereas around here, a lot of store security kind of act like they're cops.
Yeah, like, I could see that.
All right.
Especially if you have to deal with very little at a time. I could see you, just for the sake of your own sanity, trying to involve yourself or trying to
Absolutely. I remember when I worked at Target in college, and there was a couple of young security guys, and every now and then they'd like pull me off a register to go tail somebody, like just to see if they're gonna steal some chips. Like it was, but then they were never actually good at stopping like the real people trying to actually like steal money from the store. They were never good at that, but they'd want you to go follow somebody around.
So one of my favorite, this was leading into the thing I was saying, I'll tell you in a second. I have loved the security at almost every job that I've had because, especially in New York, security, like you said, they're just trying to get through their day. So they really don't even step in unless you are actively being stabbed.
God, no.
Right? And even then, they're trying to sneak up on the person because they don't get adequately equipped to handle what's happening.
No.
Right?
Not at all. They want to get through their day, have to write a few things down that they're supposed to write down, and then leave.
And so
they don't have these Paul Blart dreams.
Yeah, like this is my thing. Okay, one of my favorites was when I was in Chicago, and remember I worked at the other grocery store, right? And
we're calling it the other grocery store now.
I feel like if I name one per episode, it's not as bad.
Oh, you just don't like saying them both?
I don't like saying them both because they're under the same umbrella.
Wait, are they owned by the same like parent company?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So now I know that Trader Joe's and a mystery grocery store are owned by the same parent company.
Anyway, when I worked there was this one time. This shouldn't be as funny to me as it is. So
that could be the name of this fucking show.
Yeah, listeners, forgive me now. But there was a guy that was in the store wilding, right? Like truly wilding out. And as this dude was freaking out, somebody started screaming, like one of the customers started screaming, "Hey, go do something," because this dude is like, I don't even know how to describe it. He was truly just like freaking out. He wasn't even stealing because he was still in the store.
Right.
It's not stealing till you leave. And basically he starts like popping off, screaming at people, running around, everything, right? And the security, that the company that we worked with was a company that clearly must have just had some overall contract, because at every store it was the same uniform, right? And
well, they were a costume shop that had to pivot.
Yeah, there we go. Because
no one's renting our uniforms anymore.
Everybody that they sent except for everybody that they sent except for one guy couldn't fight and looked like they couldn't fight, right? And so there was this woman who was clearly like in her 60s, and she was a little frail as well. And she was working security for the grocery store, right? And so,
I'm not saying that 60-year-old women aren't strong, but they shouldn't have to do that.
They shouldn't have to be strong.
They shouldn't have to be strong for security.
For security, come on.
Yeah.
So then, basically, this dude's wilding out, and then it got to a point where customers were yelling at us and the security, like, "Hey, do something!" Like. Because it's like this person is clearly they're not even like having necessarily a violent outburst, but they are running around and screaming and like swinging. So they're not trying to hit anyone, but they're just like, they're not with us right now, right?
Yeah,
is the best way to put it.
They're fighting a war in Narnia.
Yeah, and so
they're not here.
And so then everyone was screaming for this person to do something, right? And so she like that's the moment. And it's funny because every single one of these guards that I worked with had a moment where I made eye contact with them and could tell they didn't want to be security anymore. Like,
Dude, straight up, like everyone I'm about to describe to you, even the dude that could fight, I'm telling you right now, I've looked in their eyes while the thing was happening. And then when we made eye contact, they were like, I could have been doing anything else right now. And so then
I should have stuck to painting.
so then she gets off of, I think she might have been sitting on the counter or something, and then she's like goes to run to, I guess, do something about this, right? And I don't even know, like, I don't even know if they gave them anything. I don't think they had anything. I don't think they had pepper spray. They may have had a flashlight. Like, I really don't think they had anything on them to, like.
I think they usually just give them a walkie-talkie. I think is usually what.
And so she goes to run, and as she goes to run, she steps on her own shoelaces, right? And so she stepped on her own shoelace. She fell, and she fell sideways, and so I know she hurt her hip, right?
Of course.
And so now we're at a stalemate because it's like you as an employee aren't supposed to do anything. That's why they hired the security, you know? And in certain situations, especially if it calls for violence, you could get fired even if you were in the right.
Yeah.
And so now I'm really between a rock and a hard place because any minute, this dude's gonna be over here. And in my head, I'm like, I know he's gonna come to my register, right? I had already played out the scenario in my head. This dude was gonna come to my register and he was gonna slap me in my face, right?
You're the magnet for this stuff, of course.
And so I'm like,
it's gonna happen.
And so I'm like, oh no, I'm really gonna get hurt, like. Like, bro, I was really sitting there like, man, this is gonna like, he probably gonna rear back too. Like,
yeah, that is pretty demeaning to be sitting behind a cash register just thinking, I'm about to get my ass kicked.
And the worst part is I knew this dude was he was too out of it to actually rob me. You know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah.
Like I'm ringing people up as well because people are running to the register, clearly just trying to get out as fast as they can. So I'm ringing people up fast. Like, I was already a fast cashier.
Yeah.
But I'm going extra fast. Like, I'm not even sure if everything's scanned. I'm just sliding stuff over. And so, because also in my head, I was like, if we can get everybody out of the store, this problem might like solve itself. I don't know why I thought that, but I just thought like, okay, this person is clearly lashing out around a bunch of people, but if there's not a bunch of people, maybe he'll calm down or something, right?
Yeah.
So I'm bringing people up as fast as I can. And then there's even, once again, like I said, shouldn't be as funny to me as it is, but she's still on the ground. So no one's actually like helped her up yet. And then there's a guy who walks in, just a regular customer, walks in, sees her on the ground, sees us like ringing people up as fast as we can. And then I like look over my shoulder at him and he just turned around and walked out.
Oh, yeah, because that looks like a robbery.
Yeah. It's 18 people that only want to rob for food.
Yep.
They knock down the security guard and they're paying with credit.
Yeah, a weirdly violent but also cordial mob.
Yeah.
Is coming through here.
And so I'm scanning as fast as I can, and then and this dude, I can hear him getting closer, and I don't know what aisle he's on, right? Like, I don't know if he's 2 aisles down and he's really loud, or if he's 1 aisle down and less loud. But like, I can't see him, but I can hear him. And so, did I already tell you about this, by the way?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember this one.
And so then I'm like, I look over. That's how I know she's still on the ground. Because at first I thought I heard her fall, but I was too scared to like look behind me. I just started ringing people up fast, like. And then I turn my head and I see that she's falling, and she's like, she says, "Help me," and I'm like, oh no. We're doomed. Like, we're actually doomed right now.
That's your security. Your security fell down and she can't get up.
And so then I'm ringing people up. I finish a transaction and I'm like looking at the customer, I'm looking at her, and then I jump up and I like help her up, and it's like definitely nothing heroic. I'm literally just helping her get back to her feet. I'm not like picking her up or anything.
And you're helping her up to throw her to the lions too.
Hey, you got to do what you do to live, you know?
You got the badge, lady. That's on you.
And so then I run back over to the register. There's only one more customer. I close my gate as if that's going to do anything. Like, you know,
like he'll get there and be like, oh, okay.
You know the little gate they give you at the register?
Yeah.
So I close my little gate and I put the closed divider on.
And then if I stand real still, he won't see me.
Yeah. If nothing beeps, he won't move, right? And now I can hear a couple things falling, so I know he's getting close, right? And then this dude finally gets to the registers in general. Luckily, doesn't come near mine at all. Runs like knocks a bunch of people out of the way to run past them as they're checking out. Mm-hmm. Runs past the security guard. Does a cartwheel and is out.
Hold on. Okay, sorry. Did you say he did a cartwheel and then he left?
Yeah, this dude did a cart. So he was already pushing people out of the way to run out of the store, and then he did a cartwheel and then he left.
Like my brain needed a second. Because honestly, once you said cartwheel, the whole sentence like fell apart in my brain. I'm like, there's no way he said he did a cartwheel and left.
Dude, bro, when I tell you that this lady busted her hip for nothing.
Well, sounds like she didn't stand a chance anyway. He was going to be flipping around her or something.
Yeah.
This man is trained.
This dude did like a truly insane cartwheel.
Yeah.
And by the way, when he was like running past us screaming, he was not making sense.
No.
Like he was like hobble, whatever, right? But then
cartwheel is a powerful exit.
Yeah.
Because it not only does it take some skill and athleticism, but it's so counter to what he was doing.
I mean, is it though? He was running around apparently swinging his arms.
But to see all that and then to see him do a cartwheel on the way out would just make me go like, huh. Like it goes from like, oh no, what's gonna happen, to be like, well, now that was interesting. It's a weird reset, kind of.
Yeah. It
erases some of the crazy from before.
Yeah.
And that's the power of gymnastics, everybody. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it was wild.
More people need to cartwheel after robbing places.
I don't think he took anything.
No, he did. He clearly didn't.
Yeah. He did some damage. He definitely
fucked up some cereal.
Yeah, he definitely stole some time from the company because I was sweeping up knockoff Cheerios. But yeah.
That's great.
There was one dude that I made friends with that worked security there, and he would tell me he would actually, this was great. If I was closing, he was the best dude to have on the shift because he had figured out some sort of like loophole in his whole system of like, okay, this is what they would do. He had a whole system of like how he was effectively doing security. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he found so many loopholes in his own company manual because the dude was smart. And he was like, you can't have, it said something specific in their manual because they were talking about headphones and earbuds. They were like, you can't have both ears covered. You can't sit. You have to stand. You have to like all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And this dude found a hack around all of it. That dude would have a Bluetooth on because it only covered one ear.
Right. That's what I was thinking. That's
Yeah.
the hack for that one.
So he'd listen to a Bluetooth, or he'd take phone calls and stuff like that. And one time I asked him if he was going to get in trouble for taking phone calls during his shift, and he was like, "No, because then the people like I guess we don't notice because we're in the store working, and you can be in, I think they call them vestibules, but basically there were the sliding doors before you enter a place, and then the sliding doors when you enter, right?
yeah.
So he would sometimes hang out in the middle.
The store foyer.
Yeah, like the sort of store
The
foyer thing.
stoyer.
Oh god. Okay. So then
I was happy with that one, but all right.
so then he
I
would,
like stoyer.
and so basically he would hang out there. So then we never saw him on his Bluetooth, and he was like, if the people walking in see me on it, they just think I'm crazy, which would be even more incentive for them to not pull anything, right? Because he would always like he would always stand with his Bluetooth side covered. And so he's like, hey, if I'm having a spirited debate with one of my friends and I look a little crazy, that's better for me, you know?
People are going to want me less.
Yeah. And this dude was so funny. And he would tell me the stories of like working at, you know, that security job, because they would get assignments for which stores they were going to and all that stuff. And this dude was telling me about other security guards who had quit. And he told me that he was like splitting time between our store and another store. And so he had made friends with some of the security that also worked that store. And one day this dude Steven, right? He had made friends with Steven. Steven had been working there for more than a week, okay?
I was about to be Stephen Wright. I love that guy.
Wow.
Just having fun podcasting with my friend. I don't know why you get so upset with me for just having a good time with my buddy Josh, but
So basically, he had made friends with Steven. And then he came in one day and was like, man, I haven't seen Steven in a while. And they were like, oh, yeah, he quit. And he was asking, like, oh, did he get in like a huff over his paycheck or whatever? Because it's like he seemed to have quit abruptly. And then he said that his boss was telling him that Steve was working a store, and mid-robbery, he quit.
mid-robbery.
Yeah, so that they were getting robbed, right? And maybe, I don't know if the people hadn't seen him yet. I don't know what happened, but he was like, he walked off the job while the place was being robbed. When they needed security the most, he was like, not me.
Like getting robbed at gunpoint?
I don't know. They just said robbed.
Oh, God,
Isn't that wild? That dude, in the middle of a robbery, he was like, I don't have to be security. Like, I could do something else with my life.
This ain't a real badge.
Hey, I'm just a dude in a sweater. All right.
Yeah. Wow.
Look, if you shoot me, you be shooting a customer. Okay.
But honestly, in that situation, I think that's the best time to quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what are you going to do?
Y'all didn't give me a gun.
You didn't give me a gun. I just needed a job, and you needed someone to be here saying their security. Most of the training you tell us is to not actually get involved, but to just call the police.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robbery's the perfect time to say, oh, okay. There's really nothing for me to do here.
Yeah. And so that dude quit. My concern with quitting mid-robbery is that people are going to think I was in on it. Like,
oh, that's a good point. I hadn't considered that angle. Yeah.
But
everyone looks at the footage, and the second it starts, you leave. They're going to be like, well, now that seems like an inside man.
But clearly not. He's an outside man. As soon as somebody pulled a gun, that dude was gone. Oh, man. I think that's probably what cleared him, is that it was like, oh, yeah, he clearly left in fear.
He ran so far away from the store.
Yeah, you catch him on another security camera a mile away, just breathing heavy. holding his back because he heard it.
Yeah, the footage in the store is him turning around and being startled and going, oh, and then running out. And they're like, yeah, he didn't help.
Oh man! And then there was one dude who was kind of like the guys you're describing, where he started working there and he was hella gung ho. And my buddy that I worked with, the security guard I worked with, that was telling me all these stories, was like, this dude. He told me this when the dude started. He was like, this dude gonna get himself shot.
No, that's the energy those guys have. Like, oh, you're gonna stick your nose into something you just shouldn't.
And so then this dude was running, right? Was running after a guy, but still in the store. So he hadn't chased him out of the store, right? Yeah. And the guy was trying to put stuff in his jacket and then run. And so he ran at that dude and they collided and they both got hurt. Like,
yeah.
Because he went to tackle him and I think he thought he was going to have like a true football sack, right? Like, I think he thought he was going to lay this dude out. But clearly he didn't get the angle right, because then they both really just leaned into each other and tackled each other.
Yeah. He thought he was going to do like a cool, like, you know, like Lethal Weapon, like hip toss as he's running by, you know, catch him, have him pinned down. You're under arrest, punk. But instead he was just in the way.
Yeah. Instead, he needed time off because that dude hurt his collarbone.
Man, you hope that at least get you a raise or a bonus for getting hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently it was a bad tackle, because whenever stuff like this happens, at least this is what he was saying, when stuff like that happens, they pull the footage. And so he's like, I love when something happens at somebody else's shift, because it's just me. It's like me watching a version of Cops, right?
Oh yeah.
And so he said,
pass that around at the holiday party.
In the tackle, as they were coming at each other, you can tell the angle is gonna be bad, because because the security guard was going to, like, you know how in wrestling and all that stuff is like you're trying to break their center of gravity and everything?
Yeah.
But that dude was already leaning forward. So he's going to try to grab thighs or a knee that he doesn't need to grab, because the dude's already leaning forward, because he's not paying attention and he's running so fast he's leaning forward as he's running, right?
Yeah.
And so then that guy goes, like, as he's going in, you can see the point of contact where he went from trying to tackle somebody to somebody who was actively getting knocked out. Like,
yep.
Because they came in at an angle on each other and they both never got up. Like,
well, then he stopped the robbery.
He stopped the robbery and there's just Skittles everywhere. Because it wasn't like the dude was running out with a fistful of cash. He had, like, he was grabbing a bunch of candy and then trying to run. And this dude, bow.
Oh, that's all it was, too, was just candy and sprinting out the door?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You don't got to tackle anybody for that.
Yeah.
Just mark the footage. Call the cops. Don't break your clavicle for some fucking Rolos.
This dude got floored.
That's great. Yeah, I've never seen like a full on security altercation like that, because all the ones I've seen are usually either like the buzzer goes off and security walks up, they're like, nah, you're good, or something's going down and security does not want to be a part of it.
There was one where this is like, all right, we may have to cut this. This may actually not be funny, but but apparently there was one that was,
it ends in 7 deaths.
There was one where he said this guy rolled up to the store that his friend was working, and just walked up to his friend and was like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And then just immediately start whooping his ass, right? So there's no backstory, there's no context, anything. But he said he saw it because he was that dude's shift change, right? So then the security guards get a break, like we would get a break. But then that dude, his shift change was showing up, and his shift change was showing up. Obviously, like he's not going to take his lunch right before, and so he said he walked in, and as he walked in, was that dude trying to get away? So like as he walked in, this guy is being held from the back of his shirt by the guy who walked in, was like, "Do you remember me?" So he said when the doors opened and he was going into the store, he just saw his friend going, "Ah!" Like,
And the friend was a security guard too?
the friend was a security guard too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that make it hard to go back to that store when you just see the security guards getting dragged back in the store to get beat up.
Yeah.
More. That
dude walked
That's not
into
a
the
safe
store,
place.
walked up to the security guard and was like, "Do you remember me?" And then just started swinging.
Imagine walking up to a grocery store, and as you're getting like right up to the front doors, they open and a security guard falls out and it goes, "No!" and gets dragged back in.
Imagine you going to a grocery store and knowing you don't want any apples, you don't want any oranges, you don't want any frozen foods. The only thing on your shopping list is revenge. You roll up in the store, you're like, somebody gonna get it today. I know his shift. I know when he gets off. Because that's the other thing, too. That's the other thing that went into the planning. That person knew when he got off.
Yeah.
So he knew if I don't catch him in the store, I'm going to catch him coming out the store.
Wow. And I know this isn't the case because we've covered that. These are different stores. I do like to then think of all of this happening in one just incredibly violent Trader Joe's. Just you walk in and there's people fighting, security guards on the ground. There's a guy just punching oranges.
No, I don't even think we had a security guard at the Trader Joe's that I went to.
Well, but clearly not. No one was protecting those oranges.
Yeah. No, there was
they
a
had was
there
their-
was a
was their
security at
Rhine.
the Trader Joe's in New York. I don't think the Chicago one had one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen security
Yeah.
at Trader Joe's.
But the other grocery store had shifts of security.
The other grocery store, which will remain nameless for confusing reasons.
It is weird
We
that I'm
have
not.
people name check it in emails to us.
Yeah. I've mentioned it in other episodes. But yeah, there's
I
just
like
something
this.
about both of them makes me feel like I'm divulging
That's fair.
too much. Because I've technically said I won't share company secrets for 2 companies now. And all I've done on this podcast is talk about my experience at both.
Well, is that company secrets? I mean, that's technically the public, I'd say.
I don't know. I don't know what they'll be upset about. So
A SWAT team in Hawaiian shirts is going to burst into your apartment. You're giving away company secrets.
oh man.
What?
Oh no, just last little one. The guy that I told you about that could fight. I got to see him fight one time and that shit was fire. Okay. So
Was it at a grocery store?
yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So then
I was gonna be in either way, but even funnier.
there was a guy that charged at him. I don't know if he had anything like on him, but this dude charged at him and he just stuck his foot up and 300 this is Sparta that guy. This dude charged at him and he kicked that dude so hard, and when the dude fell, the only noise that dude was making, he went wait, I'm trying to do it without laughing. He went he went because he got the wind knocked out of him, and then he hit the ground. He just sat there for a second. So he was even making the noise when he sat back up. Because of course he made the noise on impact, but then he sat up, and while he was catching his breath, he was like, "Ugh."
That's the best too, though, when someone who you know knows how to fight still does a very unpredictable move.
Yeah. Because he didn't try
to go for that.
He didn't
Just
even try to
full-on-
stop him. He literally was like, "You could have some foot."
Yeah.
When I tell you that it wasn't even a kick, he stopped him like the ground was actually a wall. Like he stopped that dude like his foot was supposed to go there.
Yeah, he full on like Undertaker big booted him.
Yeah,
just put the foot up and stopped him.
And
that's not supposed to work in real life.
And you know that there's at least a millisecond where he's reared back, but he's like, because I'm not a fighter, but I'm just saying that this is probably what was going through that person's mind. You're charging at someone, and then you see them take a slight stance on you. So you think maybe they're going to punch, maybe they're going to whatever. So you really dig your heels into running at them harder. And then you see their hips sort of switch. And then as their hips are switching, their foot comes up. There has to be at least a millisecond right before you get kicked where you realize you're going to get kicked and you can't stop yourself from running into the foot.
Oh, for sure. I out in the world, you're rarely expecting kick to the chest to be move one.
Yeah.
You know, you're not expecting that. And yeah, momentum wise, you just have to knowingly get kicked at a point.
It was wild.
That's great.
I loved it. I was like, man.
No, that'd be the shit. Are you kidding me?
I was smiling. I was like, that made my whole day. I remember somebody being rude after that, and I was just like, hey, don't make me call my boy. Like, you just saw a random dude get kicked in the chest. I don't know if this is where you want to be giving lip.
I'm all fired and ready to this is Sparta everyone in here.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, hey, man, you want to open up the mailbag?
Yeah.
So, are you ready for the latest update to the foot fetish date scenario?
Yes, please.
Okay, so quick recap previously on the Josh Johnson Show mailbag. But we've had two updates from Anna, who went on a date with someone who was so in defeat that he tried to slink down out of his chair to take her shoe off and then, I believe, smelled the shoe. And people noticed. And then I believe the follow-up update was that he tripped somebody, or I can't remember exactly what happened, but she ended up going on the date with the server from that, because she likes every email ends with Anna just saying like, oh, and then here's another new crazy story.
Yeah.
In a sentence, and that won't haunt you.
Mm-hmm.
So the last update was, oh, I went on a date with the server who helped me out in that foot fetish date. And so we said, we got to know more about that. So this is the latest update. This is from episode 99. Hey guys, the snow cone story blew me away. Hilarious and cute. Avatar blue. The positive way you guys are interacting with each other is so nice. Well, thank you. That's just nice. You guys seem to be getting along. Okay. So the story kind of splits up into two parallel long events. One part evolves the gentleman. Yes, he was not just going away. And the second part is regarding the server. So we're getting a follow-up on the foot fetishist and the server. In this email, I will tell you the story of the date with the server. The server and I went on a first date a week later. So I love this too. I think they're already teasing a different story.
Yeah.
Up top.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this one. Just know there's another tangent. The server and I went on a first date a week later, and we ended up having a few more until we actually addressed, quote, the elephant. Now, I'm assuming this is about the foot guy.
Yeah, the elephant in the shoe.
Hey, see, look who's getting into puns now. Come on. You had one earlier,
Yeah.
you little rascal. But eventually we got to it. That's got to be, come on. You start with that.
That's someone who really likes you that doesn't want to mess it up by bringing up the most obvious thing too soon.
I mean, it would be great, though, if you were just like, so, your feet seem dope. That guy was all up in them. Seated at a completely different restaurant with a more relaxed atmosphere and dimmed light with window seats, the aura of calm assertiveness around this Idris Elba-looking man, yes, he was gorgeous, changes to be unsettled and eager. First off, marry him. I'm jealous. I want to be on a date with him. He's chivalrous and looks like Idris Elba. Yeah. And he says, you know you have to, right? I was glad the light was dim because I blushed. Not sure how to start. I just blurted out, well, how much did you see? He laughed and he told me the following. As the gentleman had been sliding to the floor to grab my feet, a lady in her 70s, sitting fairly close, had rushed out to get a server, telling them that that we had been, quote, sexing. Her words, not mine, and had to be taken care of. They're over there sexing. The server was curious about the sexing thing, though skeptical, but at a glance, he saw my disgusted face and the back of a gentleman as I kicked him in the forehead. That's right, she kicked him in the face. I forgot that. He grabbed our starters and quickly headed our way. Well, he brought the appetizers. That's good. He could tell by my facial expression, the gentleman on the floor with the shoe rubbing his forehead, that there was no, quote, sexing going on, and I was too uncomfortable with this man. He decided to let me go and delayed the gentleman by kind of punishing him by stepping on his hand. He's being punished by feet. He's being punished by the thing he loves now.
Yeah.
I thanked him and apologized for the broken glasses. Well, he said, I got the money from that man, but what I didn't get was an explanation of why he was on the floor. He winked at me and continued. But the kid did, parentheses, the son of the family sitting next to me and the gentleman. But that kid said that the gentleman really liked feet so much he had to sniff her shoe. So the kid gets it. Now the server is laughing so hard that he thrust his body backwards so forcefully that the chair is tipping backward, and as it reaches the wall behind him, it slowly slides down to the floor. Anna. Instinctively, I reached out and grabbed his wrist to prevent him from going down all the way to the floor, but by doing so, I, being a small woman, was pulled across the mid-sized table and landed on my tummy. Glass and utensils flew all over as I got the wind knocked out of me by the edge of the table. All the people seated next to us burst out laughing. What to do now? Not again. I'm blushing again, feeling ridiculous, small, and somewhat having flashbacks of the date with the gentleman. The seconds it took for the nice couple next to us to take pity on us and help us get up and be seated again seemed like forever. When everybody was settled, we both felt awkward, but laughed it off and decided to continue with the date. I mean, what else can go wrong, right? And then the next picture is just a burning building, is all it says.
Turns out this guy's into hands.
At this point, a woman comes up to us, lays a hand on the server's shoulder, and leans in towards his ear and whispers something I couldn't hear. Still chuckling, he says to the woman to bring in the wine, new glasses, and whatnot. To me, he says, "Feet, huh? I'm impressed by your kick." He pauses, scratches his cheek, continues, "Are you gray?" For a couple of seconds, I was confused. Gray as in dull and boring? It dawned on me, dropping my jaw. The server thought I was a BDSM domina, it says here.
Wow. Okay.
Is that a term? I don't know that term, Gray.
I don't know that term either, but I'm sure we'll learn more if we keep reading.
So are you? I couldn't make out his facial expression at all. Was he serious? The woman comes back with the wine and stuff, pours some for the server first, and accidentally, quote, spills some on my dress after pouring into my glass and leaves pretending not to notice. What the hell is going on here? The woman pissed me off, but I was not going to let her ruin my date. If anyone would, it would be me. I gulped some wine and told the server the full story as I have to you. But the outcome was not as expected. He leans forward and says, "But you commanded me to call you." I'm totally dumbfounded, and as I was going to answer him, a loud pounding on the restaurant window interrupted me. Yeah, with his nose pressed against the window, there he was, the gentleman. "I found you," he yells, and heads for the entrance of the restaurant. What the actual fuck? Take care and stay cool. I'm starting to wonder if we're getting played a little bit by Anna. I'm wondering a little bit.
That is so wild, though.
If all that is true, and also, that's another fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Which is what's making me wonder if we're getting played, because it seems a little too perfect.
I mean, I guess, no, I can see how, though, if you know the full story, how you can piecemeal it out to be like, here's some of it,
Yes.
just enough of it.
Right. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But then to keep just...
I feel like we would, like, this is my thing. If something went wrong with that guy, but then Anna went on a date with the other server, I'd be like, oh, wow, okay. But right now, we're still in a territory that I believe that all this
Oh,
happened.
no, I do believe it, too. It is just like, it's starting to feel like a short story collection, like from an old magazine, you know?
Hey,
It's like
yeah.
each week there's a new segment of it.
Yeah.
You commanded me.
That you commanded me. Wow.
Wild. Wild.
All I can say is thank you all so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show.
That's it. We're just ending on that.
We
That's
had a
how we're going.
Great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch
I'm dealing
up
with
with
so
us
much right
on
now.
any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram,
Just
TikTok,
one fetishist to
YouTube,
another in
where
a
we're
row.
also going to be putting, clips on YouTube, and you can also find me on at Josh Johnson. And if you're looking for Logan,
It means it was the kick that turned him on. It means he liked seeing that guy get kicked in the face. You can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag and just take up too much of my time connecting things with yarn on my wall, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We like to read those reviews on the show as well. And if you want some bonus content, like some bonus podcasts, some bonus video stuff, or not live replays, because that doesn't make sense, but replays of virtual live shows that we've done, you can go on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. And there's a bunch of silly stuff there. Anything else we need to plug?
Richmond?
Oh, Richmond, Virginia next week. We'll both be there. Minneapolis coming up in November. Check out all the links below, wherever. If you're listening, read that. The information it gives you, it's all in there. If you're on YouTube, look where I'm pointing. Down. It's down there.
We command you. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification, because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Hey, we are at Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida, and it's about 8:02, and I have forgotten the hoodie. This is probably what I'll be wearing. Did not think it through. So Manny was nice enough to go back to the hotel, but he may not make it in time because he is 8 minutes away. I am going up in 8 minutes. Logan's up right now. Oh no, this is my jacket from, I think I was 14 or something. This used to be way too big for me, and now it kind of fits. I mainly just wear this for the warmth. Wait, hold on 1 second. It looks like he's pulling up. 1 minute. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, he was just the newest correspondent on the Daily Show. When Mr. Start clapping, make some noise. Let's hear it for Josh Johnson!
I love Christmas time. It's one of my favorite seasons because I love the gift giving, you know, because I'm not good at giving gifts. I'm not. Like, I put a lot of thought into the gift. I think about the person. I think about the gift. I think mostly about what I can afford. And then I get them the gift, and there's nothing more disappointing than their face when they open my gift. Like, it's like, because these are people I love that love me, so they fighting to look at least mildly enthused. Like, the battle they're having in their head to not ask me what I was thinking. You can see the wheels turning where they're like, I don't want to be rude, but now I'm genuinely curious. What was on his mind when he bought this? What would make him think I would like this, right? Like, I remember one time I bought my friend, okay. I bought them like a really nice, and it was expensive. It was very nice, and it was polished, but it was like a polished figurine of an Easter egg. And then they opened it, and they were like, oh. Oh is never good, by the way. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you propose and then you hear, oh, it's about to be no. Like, it's very close. It's coming up. And so I gave them the gift, and they were like, oh. And then I felt like I needed to fill the space because they said, oh, and they didn't say anything else. But I was like, clearly I need to let them know why this is a brilliant gift. And so I was like, because you love Easter. And they were like, oh. And I hadn't been hit with 2 O's in a while. That second O let me know that maybe this is just bad. Maybe they weren't confused. Maybe they decided they hate this gift. And so I was like, yeah, because you love Easter. That's your favorite holiday. I know it's Christmas, but it's still something to do with Easter now. Like, I got you something rather than waiting to give this to you on Easter. I got you a little bit of Easter in winter. And they were like, you could have got like a crucifix or something. But And I was like, wow. That did not occur to me. I forgot you love Easter because you love the Lord. I just thought holiday egg. Let's make it happen. And so I don't always get the best gifts, which is, fair enough, which is why I love going to other people's Christmases, like when I was in college, I would get invited to spend the holiday if I didn't go home to visit somebody else and spend Christmas with them or something. And it was nice because I got to watch other people be bad at giving gifts. And it's just nice to not feel alone, I went and had Christmas with my buddy one time, and family was all around, exchanging gifts and stuff. And everybody was bad at giving gifts. It was a holiday miracle. Dad got the mom some gifts, and she opens it, and she lifts it and shakes it a little bit. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. Unwraps it, and he got her weights. And she was like, why'd you get me? And in my head, I'm like, go ahead, answer. Please answer. Why'd you get her the weights? Why'd you get them, Stephen? What are the weights for? Now you can see the flicker in his eyes where he's like, they were on sale? But it was fair enough because then he opened her gifts and she got him look, you think the weights are bad? This woman bought this man 50 Shades of Grey. If you don't know what 50 Shades of Grey is, it's a book, but but the things you think of when you read the book, the pictures it puts in your head are the fantasy. You go to places, And so the idea that she would get this man 50 Shades of Grey, I don't even know what the attack is. I don't even know if she's like, you need to read anything, read more, I don't care what it is, or if it's like, just do the book to me. Like, when is this man supposed to read 50 Shades of Grey? At work? Is he just supposed to be in the break room hitting up that 50 Shades of Grey? This man drives a truck. You don't think anybody's gonna ask him? Hey, Stevie, what you reading? Oh no, it's just this book that my wife got me. This is a rich guy that's like getting involved with this young lady, and I can't tell. She's like, you should read more, or do that to me, or I'm done with it. Like, she had also read 50 Shades of Grey, so I'm like, she just didn't get him anything. And then it was my buddy's turn, and I feel like it takes a long time for a child to be good at giving their parent a gift. The first few gifts you give your parents are from other adults. That's just it. It's just like, hey, this beautiful diamond bracelet is from you and me. We're going to give it to your mom together. And then you stand there all proud like, yeah, the diamond bracelet is also from me. With all my 5-year-old disposable income. Do you love it? And then your mom, because your mom loves you, goes, oh, what a beautiful, oh my God, your hugs you all tight and everything, and you feel all proud. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to think of anything. Sometimes you get somebody, when you're little enough, you can get anybody anything, and they at least pretend to love it. When you're like 5, you could draw them a picture. I did that. There was a Christmas where I drew a bunch of people pictures. I can't draw at all. I gave them less than nothing. I wasted their time. I genuinely wasted their time because I wrapped the picture that I drew, and so they had to open it like it was about to be something. And the worst part is that I was like, oh, let me not let it get crinkled up or anything, so I had it in like an envelope with the wrapping paper around it. They probably thought it was going to be a check, anything actually valuable. It was too much work. There was a little bow on it. They had to move the bow. They had to unwrap it. They had to not crinkle it. They had to open up this envelope just to get a picture of them that looked offensive. When I think back to how I drew, there's no way I drew a good-looking person. I drew as best as I could put my hand to the page, and it wasn't good. Everybody's head was out of proportion. But I was little, so they pretended to love it. They were like, oh. And I think some of them did love it. Some of them probably did love it because they loved me. And they were like, oh, this person that used to not even exist, that's so little, so cute, love me so much. They did their best. And that's very sweet, right? But then you get older. And then it's like even more obvious you didn't get the gift. You know? It's like, oh, you know, maybe your dad comes up to you, hey, these earrings, they're from me and from you, okay? Because you were with me when I bought them, and you helped me pick them. And then tells your mom, earrings are for us. Earrings are from you? Yeah, they're from me too. With all my 9-year-old disposable income. And I was the one that pointed, so also from me. And then around like 12, 13, it's time to get a gift. Like a genuine, like something. Put in some effort, right? You can't lean in on dad's gift anymore. And now you're on your own, and this is where I really failed. This is where I fell apart, because I was like, okay, what can I afford? I can probably get her some candy. What does she like? All right, she already has a Bible. This is going to be tough, you know. And gift giving is such a skill. Gift giving is its own gift because it means you were like listening for the right moment. You understand a person so well. Sometimes you get a gift that's so bad that people are like, oh, you don't know me at all. Or you got me this gift because you want to show me how little you care about me. You really want to step out of just saying I hate you with words and do it with surprise. Do it with a little mystery to it. Maybe wrap it up, put a bow on it, box it up. You know? And so, you know, they opened my buddy's gifts to them, his parents. Right? And he got his dad a calendar for the year we were in. Almost all of the calendar had happened. And then he was like, son, there's only a little bit of the year left. You got me a planner for 6 days. And he was like, nah, Dad. All you gotta do is cross out the last number and it'll be a calendar for next year. And he was like, why didn't you buy a calendar for next year? And he was like, they ran out. So I got one for this year. There were plenty of those. And he's like, son, that won't work because the days also change. It won't just work to put, because it'll be a different day of the week when it's that date. Next year is a leap year. It's like, oh, my bad. Okay. I can return it. And then my buddy got his mom a copy of 50 Shades of Grey. And it's like, I was like, do you not know what the book is? In what world? One of the worst gifts I've ever seen somebody give was a cat. This dude got his girlfriend a cat, and it would normally be adorable, right? Except the cat was fully grown and had already decided it hated people. I don't know where he got this cat from, but this cat, first of all, the cat was barely a surprise. They knew it was a cat as soon as he tried to give the cat, because what he did was he tried to put the cat, so you know the crate that you put a cat in? He had the crate, but he had wrapped it, and he had put the little like slits for, you know, the front for air in the thing. But as he's handing her this thing that's way too heavy, he's handing it like this, and inside she can hear, like it's... The cat isn't meowing. The cat is screaming. It's guttural. It's coming from the back of the throat. And then she rips the wrapping paper out of the way. And the cat is like, and then she's like, oh, you got me a kitten, right? As soon as she opens the front, the cat, this cat was amazing, by the way, because it both had agility, but also the most mass I've seen on the cat. This is the fattest cat I've ever seen, but the way that it flew out of the crate past her and was just running in the house, just like, and he's like, oh, you got me a cat, oh my gosh. And then she went to try to pick the cat up, and the cat, okay, for a little while, I didn't believe it was a cat. For a little while, I thought it was either like an actual like bobcat from the wild or a demon, because the way that she went to pick it up and then it stood up and was like, it did, like, it was ready to put his paws on her. Like, this cat, like, it couldn't, I'm not saying it boxed, but I'm just saying, like, the way it would, like, almost stand, it would get really high, and then it would let that first one come up. And this cat hated everyone and everything. And I was like, did you get the cat from, like, a shelter, or where'd you get the cat? And he was like, okay, look. Which is never a good pet origin story. He's like, okay, look, the cat crawled up into the hood of my car. It was cold, it wanted to be warm, and so it crawled up. And then when I was pulling the cat out, it just kept coming out. There was so much cat, because it's the biggest cat any of us have ever seen. I was like, it looked like a lion. Like, you can't just give someone a pet like that. Do you know what I mean? A plant, I feel bad enough letting it die. You can't let an animal die. You can't just be like, oh, well, I didn't even meet this one. It shouldn't even be on me because it was a gift. That sounds so crazy, but it's true. It's like, you've just given this person duties now. And not a lot of duties. The cat was very fat, and it was clearly a street cat, so it knows how to survive. This cat. I don't know if y'all saw, but a lot of the Amazon workers went on strike today. Like a bunch of them went on strike, yeah. Which I think is phenomenal, not just for workers' rights, but because I low-key have not got anybody anything yet. And like that's... when I was like, hey, yeah, give them whatever they want, all right? They should stay out there till January 2nd or something. Genuinely, I was like, oh man, Okay, and then that means that things won't get delivered on. We serve a mighty God. We serve. You know? But yeah, the Amazon workers are striking. It's one of the biggest strikes against Amazon ever. I think it is the biggest ever against Amazon. It's in different places and everything. And it's coming at a time where Amazon needs them desperately. Rest of the year, you could kind of, you know, shirk them off. But this is Amazon promised us Christmas. I hate to burst your bubble in case you still believe, but there is no Santa. Santa is whoever is driving that Amazon truck. And Amazon made a promise. They made a promise through Prime. They made a promise through pre-orders. And, you know, why their reputation stakes on delivering on that promise. And so if the workers strike and they can't get things to the people, maybe the people are like, wow, I put a lot of stake in you, Amazon. Maybe I'm just going to go to Target next time. But Amazon, they claim not to have it. They claim that they don't have the money. If it's laughable to you, then imagine if you work at Amazon. And you just looking around like, oh, so y'all don't have it. The boss went to space. Tell me what you don't have again. Oh, we don't have it. We're not able. We need too many people working at the same time at a pace that's unrealistic because we tried to replace you with robots, but then, the robots killed themselves. Dude, everybody forgets about that. Everybody forgets that when they've tried AI, they've tried to replace the workers in their faces, and the AI, the robot, whatever it is like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna break forever. The robot will do everything except hit itself in the head. That's wild. That's so crazy that you would just tell us you don't even have. That's one of the main things I can't stand about a lot of big companies. And don't get me wrong, right? In the future, you may even see me do like a partnership with a brand that I like. I'm not saying business in and of itself is evil. I'm not saying big business in and of itself has to be evil. I'm just saying the way that some of the most profitable companies in the world have worked is evil, right? And so my thing, especially with Amazon, is that there's always, for you, the customer, there's always surge pricing. There's never, across any company that I know of, outside of overtime, surge pay. That's all you need. If you had just been like, listen, for 3 months, working at Amazon is going to be the most profitable. It's going to be the most profitable thing an employee can do. We're gonna pay you 2x, 3x, whatever it takes. Because we also know how much money they made because they tell us. Why would you do that? Why would you go on the news, by the way, to be like, Amazon made a record-breaking whatever billion today on Prime Day, and then tell the people that work there, y'all, we ain't got it. The boss needs to go to space again. No, it's insane. Because it wouldn't do, I don't know, it wouldn't do what companies claim it would do, to pay more, if nothing else, during the seasons that you're asking them to work more. And we can't even begin to fathom the conditions all around that are like in an Amazon warehouse. We hear about them from time to time. People get fired or they get hurt or they quit, and then they tell us. And it never gets like fully enveloped all together. One, because there's not enough time. Too many people have been screwed over. It's like, we all know somebody who dated somebody that was like trash, right? Like they dated a bad person. After like the third testimony of dating this person, you're like, I don't even need to hear anymore. This person is undateable. They shouldn't be out. You know, and that's what it should be like with Amazon, but it's like the stories don't get to enough people, and there are people that are like, oh, I got docked pay for going to the bathroom. What they want me to do, you know? Or I got hurt at the warehouse because everybody's trying to meet these like specific time-stamped goals, and if they don't meet them, they might get fired, and this is the job that they have. This is how they're going to pay their rent for the time being to make ends meet, so they're pushing the cart extra fast, not looking where they're going. They run over somebody's foot, they drop a box on somebody's head, and then there's a whole system in place. Instead of making a system to make it safer, instead of making a system to pay people more, or instead of making a system that just functions better, there's a whole system in place for when things go wrong. So that way, they don't have to pay people out, or they don't have to. You would rather hire a lawyer to come up with the type of NDA that when someone dies at work, their family can't sue, than to just do things the right way, you know? Because we've decided that it's like more profitable to be a bastard. I mean, but like, I guess my thing is this: at a certain point, the fact that no money is enough, right? The fact that there's no number, you can't get higher than space. Do you know what I mean? The man has been to space. There's nowhere else to go because he's not going to heaven. There's no more. You have enough money. I'm not even saying that as someone, look, I'll be honest with you. I'll be very honest with you right now. I would like to, in my lifetime, make a lot of money. I have no gripe with people who have a lot of money. It's only the way in which they make that money. That's all that ever bothers me when it does bother me. I usually don't care how much money anybody has. We're all on a different path. Some people are born with money. You can't help that. Some people make a lot of money through everyone wanting to buy their product. You can't help that. I'm not jealous of anybody. I want everybody to do well. It's just, I look at the state of things, right? And there's no perfect system. I'm not saying I have the whole answer. The answer is you're going to have to make less money. But I don't have an answer that they would like or implement, you know? I guess my thing is this: if we want to help the workers as much as possible, bodies get put on the line when they try to meet these goals, right? It's one of the things that they're protesting, one of the things that they're striking against is that they have to put their bodies on the line to get things to us, the consumer, right? When we order. Because for us, it's just a click. For them, it's their body, it's their livelihood, it's their life sometimes. And I think the only way to fix this, at least temporarily, is to bring back like 2013 Black Friday. Like I think rather than putting it all on them, we got to get out in the streets and we got to start beating the ever-living shit out of each other for the products that we want, that are supposedly on sale, right? Black Friday is a shell of itself, and it is unacceptable. Most of it happens online, which is disgusting, right? We need to get these prices down, and actually down. I don't mean the thing that like Walmart does sometimes where it's the same price and they put it back the next day and they made you think it was lower because of the day. I'm talking about actually marketably lower, right? And then we have to start training in August. Okay? We need to start practicing, maybe even with family. Bring the family. Let the family come early, all right? Throw some bows, right? Make sure that like grandma's shuffle is good when she's trying to get through people. Make sure that the youngest brother can really handle that offensive line that you're going to need to create to get to the register, all right? Make sure his tackle is good. And we need to get back in stores the way that it used to be. One of the problems is Amazon's too powerful. They wouldn't be too powerful if we started shopping again at the stores that we shopped at before Amazon, right? One of the other things is that, you know, that dopamine hit that you get when you buy the thing and then the thing comes the next day. I'm not saying you don't deserve your dopamine hits. I'm just saying it's a much stronger dopamine hit to knock the hell out of somebody for the TV that you want. This is America. You gotta earn your dopamine. Okay? The amount of strangers that we used to have, America used to come together to be divided for one day. Used to wrap that wrist around the throat of a neighbor. And you used to sink that choke in tight. A choke that would make John Jones proud. A choke that would mean that your family got to play the board game Sorry that night. Because you went in and you choked until you saw a little bit of blue. Just a touch. Just so you knew they wouldn't fight anymore, and then you let them go, and you didn't drop them. You're not a monster. You placed them down gently. It was the next person running up that stepped on their chest. It is the American way to build community through violence. Okay? We used to do it. We used to get in there. We used to make it messy. You know? You would have like, you'd have a couple scrapes, you didn't know where they came from. You know what I mean? You'd have a whole cut on your arm and you'd be like, makes sense, but I don't know when it happened. But I don't know. I'm bad at giving gifts, but I hope that everyone striking for Amazon gets what they want for Christmas. Genuinely, I do. Like, I can tell I'm bad at giving gifts because all I can offer is jokes.